In this video, we will demonstrate how to migrate policies and groups from the existing TrueSight environment to a BHOM environment. On screen, we see the community link for downloading the BHOM Policy Migrator utility. We can find the latest version of the utility along with some older versions. The utility documentation has all the details, required commands, examples to help in using the BHOM Policy Migrator utility. The installation process of the utility is very simple. We will download the utility and extract it on a Windows machine. This utility can only be installed on a Windows machine. For now, it is not supported on any other operating system. The second step we need to do is, we will do an extract of the KM repo files. Please ensure we do extract here only. Extracting in any other path might impact the operations of this utility. The utility is now installed. I will demonstrate the policy MongoDB monitoring. I will edit the policy and showcase the details of it. This policy has a user ID and a password configured. The BHOM Policy Migrator utility also supports migration of policy along with the user ID and password. We require additional encryption details, which I will showcase in the later part. The very first step of migrating a policy from TrueSight to BHOM is exporting the policy from TSPS using the CMA Policy Migrator utility. I will now export the policy into a MO file using the following command. I will now run the command to convert the CMA policy into a MO file. This file will be available in the path that is specified while running the command. Let's get the required MO file. It is available in the policies folder. I am copying this file and we will go to the MO files folder of the BHOM Policy Migrator utility. Let's place the file in the MO files folder. Now we will prepare the command to run this utility. To prepare a command, we require multiple details from the source and destination. Let's first create an access key from the destination BHOM tenant. I am logged into the portal. We will click on the user. We will go to the My Profile. We will click Add Key. Upon clicking Add Key, we need to specify a name for this key. Also, this key will have an expiry. The expiry can be as per our requirement. For now, I have selected 60 days. Let's copy all details of this key. Let's go back to the previous notepad file. I will paste the copied details and try to segregate. The very first part is the access key. I will copy and place it next to the access key. The next is our secret key. Let's place it. And the last, tenant ID. The port is by default 443. Also, I will paste the host name as the example policy has credentials configured. We will require the source and the destination encryption key. Let's first get the encryption key from the TrueSight. We have documented the steps to get the key in a knowledge article. It has all the required steps and commands. Those are required to generate the key. I will now follow the steps and generate the source encryption key. I have specified the database name and the database user. Now, I have entered the bash prompt and we will generate the key. I have copied the command to generate the encryption key. Let's copy the encryption key and place it into the notepad file. We are done with the source. Now let's get the key for the destination BHOM tenant. Please note, if we are using an on-prem setup, the key can be generated by ourselves. However, for the SaaS setup, we need to raise a support case and BMC will ship the key in a secure email. Similar to TrueSight, we have documented the steps and commands in a knowledge article. This knowledge article will help us to get the key from BHOM on-prem environment. I will now log into the controller node, which I will be using to manage the BHOM on-prem in Kubernetes cluster. The getNS command will list the namespaces. Using this namespace, I will be listing the Postgres pods on my BHOM namespace. Using the namespace in the next command, we will be getting the Postgres pod details. I will copy the Postgres pod name and use it in the next command. We will execute this command to enter the bash prompt. I am now connected to the database into the bash prompt. I will now execute the select query to get the destination CMA encryption key. We will copy the CMA encryption key into the notepad file. We have gathered all the required details that are required to migrate a policy from TrueSite to BHOM, which has credentials configured in it. Now let's prepare the command. The first required detail is hostname. I have updated the hostname. Now let's enter the port number. I will now update the tenant ID. Let's copy the access key and enter it into the command. Also, the secret key. The last part remains the source and the destination encryption key that we have got from TrueSite and BHOM. Let's update them. Our command to migrate the policy is ready. Let's execute this command. I will now navigate to the command prompt from the utilities path. I have copied the command and I will execute the same. We can see the policy migration has started. The MongoDB monitoring policy is now successfully migrated from the TrueSite to BHOM. Let's go to the console. We will do a refresh to quickly check if the policy is received. This demonstrates how easily we can migrate a policy from TrueSite to BHOM along with the configured credentials. Let's edit the received policy and check if we have all the details successfully migrated. The credentials are also migrated. I have demonstrated how we can migrate a policy with credentials from TrueSite to BHOM. Now let's try to migrate another policy which has thresholds in it. Remember, a policy in TrueSite side with thresholds is migrated to BHOM as an alarm policy. Let's take an example of the MongoDB thresholds policy. I have configured some thresholds in it as seen on the screen. Let's try to migrate this into the BHOM alarm policies. The command to migrate this policy will be almost the same. However, we do not have credentials in it, so let's remove the source and destination encryption key. We are migrating an alarm policy. So I will change the argument as per the BMC documentation, migrate alarm policy, which is for converting the TrueSite monitoring policies into BHOM alarm policies. Let's prepare the command to migrate the policy from TrueSite to BHOM. I will update the host name, the tenant ID, the access key, and the secret key. The command is ready. Now let's copy the command and go to the command prompt. We are already in the path of the BHOM Policy Migrator utility. Let's run the command. The policy migration has started. We see the message, policy conversion completed. This indicates our policy is successfully migrated. Let's refresh the console and validate the MongoDB thresholds policy is migrated from TrueSite to BHOM. Let's edit the policy and check if all the details as configured are migrated to BHOM. By default, the policy is migrated in disabled state. I will now enable the policy. The policy is successfully migrated and enabled. Thank you.